The Gemara is going to talk about on Nun Gimel on the base 53b, 53.2. The Gemara is going to talk about the sounds of the trumpets. Yes. They were, so let's look at the Mishnah. It's on Nun Gimel on the base 53b, and the art scroll is 53b2, the Mishnah. Ein pochsim me'esrim va'achat tkiyot b'mikdash. They did not blow less than 21 trumpet blasts. There was a minimum of 21 trumpet blasts in the Mikdash. And I was mentioning before to Mr. Haber, Ralph, and we welcome Ralph, that the Tkiya is called one of the sounds. Tkiya, as we all know, is a straight sound. That's Tkiya. It has a certain length to it. Trua is the breaking sound. There's a whole question: what is called a trua? What's the way to make this breaking sound? So what we do on Rosh Hashanah, we do three variations. Good morning, Simon, to make sure that we're doing the right trua, that we're doing the right breaking sound. So therefore, on Rosh Hashanah, we do a breaking sound, which is called a shvarim, which is 2, 2, 2, and we also do what we call a trua, but that's the shvarim. The breaking sound is a form of a trua. We do a and we also do a combo of a shvarim trua, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And why is that? Because there are different ways. A trua is a crying sound, and different people would cry differently. Some people cry, some people cry, and some people cry a combo, So you have different ways that people cry, and there is a machloket, this dispute among the Rishonim, or some commentators, that when the Torah says to do a crying sound, would any crying sound work, whichever way you slice it? Or is it a specific crying sound? Do you have to get the crying sound right? Or is there any type of sound would be technically good? There's one opinion that says that any of these three types of crying sounds, what we call a shvarim or trua or a shvarim trua, would fulfill the responsibility of the requirement of a trua. But the reason why we do all three types of crying sounds is we don't want the Torah to look like there's two Torah. We want it to unite everything. How would it look like two Torah? The Sefer Chinuch has a nice discussion on this point, because if you would go to Syria, if they cried a certain way, and if they would fulfill the mitzvah of Rosh Hashanah of blowing the shofar with what we call a trua, and then you go to another Yemen, and they do something different. They do two. They do shvarim. It looks like there's two different Torah. That in Yemen they blow the shofar this way, and in Syria they blow it that way. And then you come to a third country, and they blow a combination. So it looks like there's two different people following two different Torah. And in order to unite all the communities, the Jewish world, so the rabbi said, let's do all three. So how do you like that? That will create a unity wherever you go, we're all doing the same thing. What's interesting, we found that the people used to pray. Everybody used to pray their own way. Everybody would pray whatever prayers they wanted to pray, how they wanted to pray, as long as they would have a praise to God, a request, and a thank you. Everybody would pray their own way. The rabbis later on, the rabbis decided we gotta create a uniform text that everybody will say the 18 brachot of the Midah. There, it wasn't so much to unite the people. There was much to make it easier for the people, so everybody will have a structure of what to say, and I think that was more of that point. But definitely also would unify the people as well. Okay, now let's see the Mishnah. Ein posim me'esrim v'achat tkiya b'mikdash. You do not do less than 21 sounds in the Mikdash. Now, even though the Mishnah uses the word 21 tekiyot, a tekiya usually indicates a long sound, right? If I tell you to blow, when they say tekiya, it's two, it's a long two. But here, when the Mishnah uses the word tekiya, it doesn't mean 21 long sounds. It means 21 sounds. That means the tekiya is counted as one sound. The trua, the breaking one, that when you do is counted as another sound. And then a tekiya following the trua is counted as a third sound. That is that when you say here the word tekiya, it means a sound, a blowing, a blast, a slowing sound. So you're not allowed to do less. We do not do less than 21 sounds in the Mikdash. Ve'en mosifin al arba'im u'shmona. And we never had a day in the calendar year of the 365 days in the year, well, the Jewish calendar is around 354 days. We didn't have a day that you did more than 48 blasts on that day. Total 48. Between the morning and the afternoon, we didn't find a day that you had more than 48 blasts of the trumpet. Now the Gemara, the Mishnah elaborates. B'chol yom, on a regular day, every day, hayisham esrim va'achat tkiyot mikdash. Sunday through Thursday. Okay? That 5-day week, Sunday through Thursday, there was 21 blows in the Mikdash. We're going to see Friday, they got an extra 6 on the deal. Now the Mishnah says, how did you get 21 sounds of the trumpet? Shalosh l'tzichat sharim. 3 sounds was done in honor of the opening of the gates. When they opened the gates of the courtyard in the morning, it was they would blow the trumpet as a sign that they're going to work, that the people that job is to come to the Beit HaMikdash for that week, that day, that you got to go ahead and everybody got to come to their place. The Kohanim have to come to their place, the Levim have to come to their place, and the Yisrael, the non-Kohanim and Levim have to come to their place. As you know, we're going to see more about this. The Kohanim and the Levim were broken up into 24 families, and they would come one every week, but a different family would come to the Beit HaMikdash to be on duty. They came as a family. Isn't that nice? They came as a family. The Cohen family, a lot of Cohens. All those the Cohen family came one week. Then the Gindi family came another week. The Tawil family came another week. Those are the Kohanim. Those are Kohanim in the community. And then you had the B'tesh family coming, right? We had Ralph's family come, the B'tesh family coming, the Levi family coming. So the Leviim, every week they had that family to come together with your family. And then now we have to see more about the Israelim. There's also the Jewish people, non-Kohanim, not Leviim. They would be standing there and praying for the Kohanim that the Korban should be accepted. So everybody, and the blowing of the trumpet in the morning was a sign that everybody got to get to work. Everybody got to come to it's like the bell that rings in a school building. What does it say? The bell says it's time, class has begun. Everyone got to get to class, right? So that is what the opening of the opening 3 sounds are calling for everybody to get to where their place is. Then the first thing you do in the morning is you brought the Tamid Shel Shachrit, the morning communal daily morning offering that was brought in the Beit HaMikdash. And when they brought that offering, we had the Leviim who would be singing. They would be singing when the Kohanim would be pouring the wine on the Mizbeach, the Leviim would be singing. And when the Leviim would be singing, there was 3 points. They would break the song into 3 parts, and at 3 different parts, they would stop, and at that part they would blow the trumpet, and then after they blew the trumpet, the Leviim would continue with their singing. The way Rashi says that there was 3 parts in the song that the Leviim would stop, and the Kohanim would blow the trumpet. And when the Kohanim would blow the trumpet, the people would prostrate and bow down to Hashem. So every time they when the Kohanim blew the trumpet, Leviim bowed down, and every time, and the way they blew it was there was a tekiah, and there was a truah, and then there was a tekiah, a straight sound, a breaking sound, and then another straight sound. So we had Tesha Tamid Shel Shachar. There was 9 for the song that the Leviim sung in the morning, which was broken up into 3 sections, and the Tesha the Tamid Shel Ben Abayim. And there was 9 also, the same thing when the Leviim sang in the afternoon. Again, their song, there was 3 stops, and each stop, the train makes a stop. Here we had the stop of the Leviim, and when the Leviim stopped the middle of the song, that's when they would blow the trumpet. Now, the Mishnah continues, Ube Musafim. So now that's how we got 21. We got 21 because every day there's the morning offering and the afternoon offering. And we said that in the morning offering there was 9 blasts of the trumpet. Because why were there 9? Because we said there was 3 intervals in the song that let's say they sung a few psukim. In the middle of the song, they stopped singing. We got three sounds. Then they came to another few psukim. They stopped singing, and we got a few sounds. Then another few psukim. We got some sounds. And each time that they stopped, there was 3 sounds. It was not one sound, one tekiah or one truah. It was always a set of 3. So if they stopped, there was 3 intervals. So a set of 3 makes 9. Both in the morning korban, both in the afternoon korban. That's 18. And they got 3 in the opening of the gates. So that's why a minimum every day, on a regular day, on a Sunday through Thursday, you got 21 sounds. But what about with Rosh Chodesh? Rosh Chodesh, there's a Korban Musaf. Korban Musaf, the Leviim have a song at Musaf. And again, the song was broken into 3 parts, 9 sounds. So now we got up to 30. 21 plus 9 is 30. Musafim on Shabbat. Shabbat, you have the extra Korban. That's why we daven Musaf on Rosh Chodesh. We daven Musaf on Shabbat. We daven Musaf on Yom Tov. Why? Because these are all the days that Musaf means extra, more, additional. There were additional offerings that were brought in the Beit HaMikdash. Besides the regular everyday offerings, there was extra offerings in honor of the day. Extra offerings. We got another song from the Leviim. Got another song. We got more. We got another 9 sounds of the trumpet. So we got Musafim. So when we got the Musafim, we go ahead, Hayamosifim O Tesha. They added another 9 sounds, so now we're up to 30 sounds on Rosh Chodesh on Shabbat. Now, Erev Shabbat, on Friday, you got an extra 6 sounds. Every Friday had an extra 6 sounds, an extra 2 sets, extra 6 sounds than an ordinary Sunday through Thursday. Sunday through Thursday, you have 21. Shabbat, you got an extra 6, you got 27 Erev Shabbat. And here, if it was Erev Shabbat was Rosh Chodesh, so now we said on Rosh Chodesh you got 30, now you're up to 36. Because why did they have an extra 6 on Erev Shabbat? Because they wanted to tell the people that it's time to stop working. It's time, this was the alarm to tell the people. The first blow of the trumpet was to tell the people that in the fields, it's time to come home from the fields. And then the second blow of the trumpet was to tell the storekeepers that it's time to close the stores. And the third blow was to tell the people, let's take, you have food directly on the fire, gotta take the food off the fire, and whatever you gotta do, get ready, got time to light the candles. That would be the third of the trumpet. How do you like that, Simon? You should know that in Williamsburg, what do you say?
Signals for everything.
Signals for everything. We need a proper alarm. And then we had another 3, right? Because right after that, we're saying Shabbat is here. It's now another 3 to say to make the Havdil ben Kodesh L'chol, to tell the people Shabbat is here now, and you got to go ahead and everything has to stop. No more malacha.
Friday evening used to be on the radio, like notifying everybody that there's Shabbat, shut the radio, shut everything. Those are the day of the radio.
Beautiful. And you should know, Simon, that people who live in the Lower East Side, they can hear the siren from Williamsburg. Sounds like that on Williamsburg. They're before the Shabbat. There's like a sign. They're not blowing a trumpet. Some other.
Usually they won't sound siren because usually it's a sign of emergency.
Right. So with some other sound, right?
Right. At the time it used to be the radio. Was the sound in the radio.
Right. Sound in the radio. Everyone knew this is the sound for Shabbat. Beautiful. So that was the the last 3. It's to tell the people now it's Shabbat, and you got to go ahead and stop doing malacha. Whatever you were busy with the food, and whatever you got to stop. It's time to Shabbat is here. And the trumpets. There were 2 trumpets. They were made out of silver. And that's what they used to blow. Let me see if there's any comment over here. Now the Rambam says they bring down over here. B'chol makom, any place in the Mikdash, we have to see who they're quoting over here. Any place in the Mikdash that there was chatzotrot, that there was trumpets, they would also blow with the shofar. Because we have a pasuk that the pasuk says, "B'chatzotrot," morning, "B'chatzotrot v'kol shofar hariu lifnei hamelech Hashem." So the pasuk says, David HaMelech says, in Tehillim, "B'chatzotrot," you use the trumpets, and v'kol shofar. It was accompanied, the trumpets was accompanied with the sound of the shofar, but the blowing of the shofar was not the main mitzvah. The blowing of the shofar did not have to be done by the Kohanim. What needed to be done by the Kohanim was the blowing of the trumpets. The blowing of the trumpets had to be done by the Kohanim. And our Mishnah indicates that the Levium would sing, not only the Vitesh family would be singing in the morning by the morning Karban, and also by the afternoon Karban, because you're telling me there was 9 sounds because you wanted to notify because the song of the Levium that they were singing in the afternoon was broken into 3 parts. And this is there is an opinion that says that the Levium only sung in the morning. Our Mishnah is of the opinion that the Levium sang both in the morning and both in the afternoon. So that's something interesting to note. Okay, so we got some clarity over here. A little bit of we got 2 trumpets made out of silver. They're blown by the Kohanim. There's a shofar that accompanies the trumpets. They don't have to be blown by the Kohanim. They can be blown by somebody else. They're not the main mitzvah. The main mitzvah is the trumpets. And we just said there's a question if the Levium sang in the afternoon or not. But our Mishnah goes with the opinion the Levium sang in the afternoon. Now, we were up to 36 sounds on Erev Shabbat Rosh Chodesh, right? If today would be Friday, today would be Rosh Chodesh, so we're up to 36 sounds of the trumpets, of the 2 trumpets that were made out of silver. Now comes the Mishnah and it continues. Be'erev Shabbat. So again, we said B'chol Erev Shabbat, and every Friday, Hayomosifin Sheish, they added 6 sounds. Shalosh, 3 of the sounds, Lahavdil Ha'esa'am Imlacha, that the people should stop doing work. Like we said, the different classes of people, the people in the fields, people, the storekeepers, and the people in the homes. And then Shalosh, and then the next 3, Lahavdil Ben Kodesh L'chol, to separate, to notify Shabbat is here now. It's dark. Now we got to go ahead and stop doing malacha. You know, it's a nice thing in someone's house on Friday, Erev Shabbat, to go around the house when you see if it's getting close to Shkia, if it's getting close to sunset, the head of the household or anyone in the household who wants to do it should be there to tell the people, you know what, it's a couple of minutes to sunset. Everything got to stop. You're getting too close. You're getting close to sunset. And also there's an idea called Tosvot Shabbat, to add to the Shabbat, right? You know, you're not supposed to do work on Friday until sunset, exactly sunset. You're supposed to add some time. And I think Ramosha Feinstein, said maybe 2 minutes would be considered adding. So I think people should add at least 2 minutes to stop doing work before sunset. That's what I would say. We should not do work until sunset. We should make sure we add something to the Shabbat. Because once the sun has gone down, it might be Shabbat, and therefore you can't do any work. But to add something to the Shabbat. And also it's always better not to play too close anyways. Now, but the Erev Shabbat Shebetoch Achad, Friday during the holiday of Sukkot, Friday of, let's say, Chalamoed Sukkot. If let's say this is the holiday of Sukkot, let's say tomorrow, Friday, and let's say it's Sukkot, that's when you're going to have 48 sounds of the trumpet. And the question is, how will you get 48 sounds? Why is on Friday of Sukkot, why will you get 48 sounds? So the Mishnah will explain where's the 48 sounds. So here comes the 48 sounds. And this was the winner. Shalosh l'psichat sharim. We said every day when they opened the gates in the Mikdash, they blew the trumpets. So you got 3 for the opening of the gates of the of the Beit HaMikdash. That was the three. The second three was, okay, you open the gates, then you had Shalosh L'Shah Ha'elyon. The gate, the upper gate, which is called the Shani Konar, that gate, when the rooster would crow, would make his sound, or some say it wasn't the rooster, there was a person whose job was to go ahead and make this, to notify everybody that the day has begun. We go ahead and we blow the trumpets once the rooster has made his sound. That means the day has begun. It means it's already the daytime technically, and that would be the second set of three. So the first set of three was before the rooster made its sound. That's when the opening of the gates. And we said the opening of the gates is an indication that everybody got to get to work, right? When you open the gates, good morning. When they opened the gates, we're discussing in the Beit HaMikdash, discussing that every day there was trumpet blowing. There was two trumpets that blew. Good morning. They blew two trumpets made out of silver, and every day there was a minimum of 21 sounds of the trumpet throughout the day total. And there was the day that had the most sounds of the trumpets was during the holiday of Sukkot, on Erev Shabbat of Sukkot, on Friday of Sukkot of Chol Hamoed, we're going to have 48 sounds of the trumpets on that day. And the Gemara, now the Mishnah is going to show us, how did you get the 48 sounds of the trumpets? These are silver trumpets, and they had to be blown by the Kohanim, had to blow these trumpets. And we said before that they were also accompanied with a shofar blowing, trumpets blowing, shofars were blowing, but the main mitzvah was the trumpets. And how did you get 48 sounds? So we said the following. The first three sounds of the day was when they opened the gates of the courtyard. When they opened the gates of the courtyard of the Beit HaMikdash, right, Michael? They opened the gates, and what they do, they blew the trumpets. The trumpet signifies everybody got to get to their place. Kohanim, let's go. Leviim, let's go. Yisrael, let's go. Everybody got to get to work. We got to get to work. We got to get to take your positions. Wherever you got to go now. The Kohanim had their place. Everyone had their place. Now, after they blew the first three sounds, then when the rooster made his sound saying that it's daybreak, that it's already daytime, that officially it's daytime, then they blew the shofar again. Well, not the shofar, the trumpets. Another three sounds. And the three sounds, they would do everything here as a set of three sounds. It was a tekiah, a trua, and a tekiah, like we do on Rosh Hashanah. They would go ahead and they would blow a second set of three, and that would tell everybody that the day has begun. It's officially day hours, and that was the purpose of the second blowing of the second three. Now, now we ready. These second three were not done every day. Every day they only blew the regular Sunday through Thursday. They blew three. They blew a set of three to when they opened the gates, and they didn't make a new blowing when the rooster made his crow, when it was daybreak. But here, the reason for this set was because we're getting ready to go to pour the water on the mizbeach, to get the water. We're going to draw the water. As you know, there was a special mitzvah on Sukkot to draw water. They went to a certain place, a special place to draw the water. they would draw water and they would go ahead and bring it to the Beit HaMikdash and they would pour it on the Mizbeach. There's a special mitzvah called Nisuch HaMayim, pouring water on the Mizbeach, and they did it in a very festive way, because one of the reasons is because the Siddukim, the Jewish people who did not believe in the oral law, they were against the pouring of the water on the Mizbeach, because there's no open pasuk in the Torah that says you have to pour the water on the Mizbeach. And in order to show that the Siddukim are not valid, to show that we believe in the oral law, so they had a whole Simchat Beit HaShoeva, the whole night. Before we went in the morning to draw the water, there was all this musical instruments and dancing and singing that was going on, and lighting of torches and juggling of torches, lighting of menorot. Was a whole big event. But now we also want to continue the Simcha. We want to continue the Simcha. Is how do we continue the Simcha and the festivities? We're going to blow trumpets, because now we're going to leave now. We're getting ready to leave now in the morning. It's daybreak. The rooster has said has opened his alarm, and we're going now to get the water. We're leaving now to get the water. So now we want to do it in a very festive way. So blowing the trumpet. So we got that's now we got the next set of three. So so far we have 6 sounds so far. 3 for the opening of the gates, and every day got 3. And now we got 3 for the blowing of the trumpets, because we're getting ready to go. Let's go. We're going ready to draw the water. And by the way, one of the reasons why there was a special mitzvah on Sukkot to put water on the Mizbeach, because Sukkot, the world is judged for water, for rain, and therefore, by doing a mitzvah connected with water, that would be a great merit for the Jewish community. So they would go, and for the world. So that's the second set of 3 sounds. Then, when they went down the 15 steps. The Kohan, what happened is you have the Ezra's Kohanim, the place of the Kohanim, or the chamber of the Kohanim, it's called, the courtyard of the Kohanim. Then you had 15 steps. You had go down 15 steps. Those are the 15 steps. Those 15 steps corresponded to the Shir HaMalot, the 15 Shir HaMalot. And after the top of the steps, they blew the second set of 3, getting ready to go down to get the water. They go down the steps. The Kohanim go down the steps. They come down. They finish coming down the steps. They blew another 3, which will make it 9. The Gemara is going to ask the question that we had a different Mishnah that said that on the 10th step they would blow 3 sounds, and our Mishnah omits that. The Gemara is going to have to deal with it. Why was that omitted? Those 3 sounds. But we have when they got down to the bottom, they did the 15 steps. Now there was another 3. We said there was another 3 blowing. Shalosh l'shar atachton, 3 when they came down over there. So that makes it 9. Then shalosh l'milei hamayim, and 3 when they came back with the water, and they're about to enter into the gate that's going to lead them towards bringing the water on the Mizbeach. So when they reach that gate, it's called the Shar Hamayim. That's the gate of water, because that's the gate they would come through to bring the water back, to pour on the Mizbeach. They did another 3, so up to 12. And then Shalosh al Gav Mizbeach. Since it's Sukkot, there was a special mitzvah of Hoshanot. Every day they would place aravot, these long aravot, by the Mizbeach. So we got another 3 on the deal. They blew in honor of that. Some say it means it's referring to when they actually poured the water on the Mizbeach, not referring to the aravah of the placing of the aravah on the Mizbeach. Rather, it's the pouring of the water on the Mizbeach. So then you had Teisha, the Tamid Shel Shachar. Then you had another 9 when they brought the morning korban. When the Levium would sing, they would pause at 3 different sections, and during those 3 different sections, there was the blowing of the trumpets. So every morning by the Karban, the daily morning Karban, there was 9 sounds during that time. And another 9 for the afternoon Karban. Our missions of the opinion that the Levium sang both in the morning. Hashir Shaya Levium on Beit HaMikdash. They sung in the morning, they sung in the afternoon. And in that, and during their singing, there was 3 spots where they blew each time 3 sounds. Teishal Musafim, and then another 9 sounds for the Karban Musaf. And because also there was a song that the Bitesh family sang at Musaf as well. We got another 9 sounds. And Shalosh Lahavdil Malacha, 3 sounds that said the people should stop working. And Shalosh Lahavdil 3 to say that Shabbat is here. And we got to stop. Have a great day, everybody. All the best. Looking forward to the Beit HaMikdash. We're gonna get the trumpets back. And we're gonna have the blasting of the trumpets. Have a great day, everybody. Good day, you too. Take care, Ralph. Bye-bye.